Fourth generation MX-5 heads back to Mazda's Roadster's roots, surpassing its predecessor in every area. While everyone was swooning over the new Toyota GR86, and subsequently getting worked up that you can't actually buy one, some might have forgotten that if you want a lightweight, front-engined, rear-wheel drive sports car with a manual gearbox, you could simply go to a Mazda showroom and buy a Mazda MX-5 all along. Design and styling. Size and weight were major preoccupations for the project's engineers. No one would describe the original Mazda MX-5 as large, yet the new model has been made 55 mm shorter still. It's the most compact Mazda MX-5 yet and, save for the original, the lightest. Throughout the development, a rigorous gram strategy was applied to ensure that the Roadster had no superfluous mass. Thus the all-new suspension, still consisting of front wishbones and rear multi-links, is 12 kilograms lighter thanks to its aluminium components. The engine frame is aluminium, as are the front wings and bumper reinforcements. The MX-5's engines and gearboxes have been made to measure. Despite being used elsewhere in Mazda's lineup, each has been fettled for the MX-5. The 1.5-liter Skyactiv G petrol engine, related to the one in the Mazda 2 and Mazda 3 hatchbacks, got revised cam timing, a custom crankshaft and a 7,500 RPM redline, while the 158 brake horsepower 2.0-liter version added a lightened flywheel and pistons, as well as a limited slip differential. Interior. The ND MX-5 is now 8 years old, positively geriatric, in the context of model cycles. Nevertheless, the no-nonsense interior still feels fresh. It was a huge leap compared with the NC generation, but if you're unaccustomed to MX-5s, it's likely that the cabin's incredibly compact dimensions will need to sink in before you can meaningfully survey the details. Broader adults will find themselves in frequent contact with the center console, door trim and the sides of the skinny footwell, while taller drivers will want for a few centimeters more legroom. Despite a 20 mm lower hip point compared with the NC, you sit a little higher than would seem optimal, and headroom, with the top-up, is relatively limited. Nowhere is the MX-5 simplicity better encapsulated than in the manually operated roof. Made 3 kilograms lighter than in the NC, and requiring 30 pounds less effort to close, the hood can be operated easily with one hand, even when moving. There's one spring-loaded clip to unfasten on the header rail, then a click somewhere in the housing behind you, to confirm that it's safely stowed. Engines and performance. At the launch, Mazda's engineers said that the 1.5 was the mechanical specification that shows the MX-5 at its absolute purest. So that is the version we chose to focus on for the road test. In a modern context, it's quite a special engine, because where else can you find an engine that spins so freely, and with gathering force, to its 7,500 RPM redline, short of much more expensive Porsches? For the 1.5, we're not talking about a particularly quick full stride, although needing little over 8 seconds to hit 60 miles per hour from rest, the car is appreciably faster than the 1989 original and close enough to hot hatch pace for respectability. And yet this MX-5 plays perfectly to arouse your excitement and seize your enthusiasm as a willing hostage. It hardly matters how fast you're going. There is no doubt that the 1.5 is sufficient for having a brilliant time in the MX-5, and we prefer it over the torquier, but less effervescent 2.0-liter option that the ND launched with. However, the updated 2.0-liter engine that replaced it in 2018 mimics all of the 1.5's character, and adds a substantial 51 brake horsepower and a limited slip differential. The 1.5's manual gearbox is a fraction sweeter to use, but the more powerful engine has become hard to pass up. Well friends, that's a little information that we can summarize. We apologize for anything more or less. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share for other latest video updates. Thanks for watching.